far-reaching constitutional and governance reforms, saying Nigeria's progress depends on a more effective Gibbs report on the program.
Speaking on the need for restructuring, Dr. Balogun advocated constitutional reform that will strengthen Nigeria's 6-0 political zone into more viable federating units capable of promoting balanced development. Speaking on the need for restructuring, Dr. Balogun advocates constitutional reform that will strengthen Nigeria's 6-0 political zone into more viable federating units capable of promoting balanced development, efficient governance, and healthy competitions among the constituent parts of the country. While acknowledging that a return to the old regional structure may no longer be practicable, he maintained that greater devolution of power will make governors more responsive to the aspiration of the people.
Leaders of states are no longer willing to collapse their territorial areas into bigger regions. But the 6-zone arrangement can be used to have some kind of federal unit that will make it a little more manageable in terms of governance.
On the education sectors, the elder statesman observed that although the present-day curriculum exposed students to a broader range of subjects, it falls short of the depth, quality, and academic rigors that characterize the educational system of earlier generations. He stressed the need for reform that will combine wider knowledge with quantitative learning for better equipped students for national development.
Some of the basic subjects have been split into so many disciplines, but the fact that that number has increased necessarily affects the depth to which it can go in terms of acquiring knowledge. It's not easy to say retrogressing and or improving. It depends on what you are looking for.
Dr. Balogun expressed concern over the state of local government administrations, saying the third tier of government has yet to function as truly autonomous institution. He questioned the credibility of local government election, alleging that excessive control by the state government undermined the independence of local council and weakened grassroots governance. The elder statesman further criticized the increasing wave of defections by politicians to the ruling party, describing the trend as unhealthy for Nigeria's democratic growth, and multi-party system. According to him, political realignment should be driven by principle and ideology rather than personal or partisan interests, adding that defection should never serve as a shield against accountability. Dr. Balogun maintained that democracy can only flourish where justice, transparency, the rule of law, and strong constitutional prevail. He therefore called on political leaders at all levels to place national interests above personal ambitions, embrace genuine constitutional and electoral reforms, and strengthen democratic institutions to ensure sustainable development and good governance in Nigeria. Folashade Akintola, BCOS News.
We shall now take a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care for your shade of beautiful.
Welcome back. As part of the ongoing efforts to tackle insecurity and restore peace across the country, troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces have neutralized more than 102 terrorists and criminals across various theaters of operation in July. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, disclosed this in Abuja during the monthly operational briefing, stating that 57 insurgents surrendered to troops within the month. Furthermore, the DHQ also disclosed that troops arrested 345 terrorists and criminals, rescued 393 kidnapped civilians, and recovered 59 arms, 1,118 rounds of ammunition during the period. The development comes as the federal government announced plans to establish a shared regional security database and deploy drones, CCTV, and other technology in the southeast to combat kidnapping, armed robbery, and other crimes. In a related development, the troops of Operation Adinkai foiled an attempted mass abduction by Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists and rescued 31 civilians during a swift military operation along the Buratai-Kumunya Road in Biu local government area of Borno State. Acting Media Information Officer Captain Mohammed Guni disclosed this in a statement on Saturday, saying the operation underscored the military's growing reliance on real-time intelligence and rapid response capabilities to counter insurgent attacks. Guni said troops of the 135 Special Forces Battalion at the Dusin Kura detected the terrorists and immediately deployed a quick response force, which pursued the terrorists towards the Mangari Dora general area. He said all 31 abducted civilians were rescued unharmed, while the 4 civilian vehicles were recovered intact. Goni added that troops subsequently secured the area and carried out follow-up exploitation operations to prevent the insurgents from regrouping, with no further contact recorded. In the same vein, a joint military task force has rescued an abducted senior Nigerian Army official, Lieutenant Colonel Ofo Amobi, and a civilian, Mr. Ikechukwu Onowuara, 10 days after they were kidnapped in Enugu State. The development was disclosed on Saturday by counterinsurgency and late Chad security analyst Zagazola Magama in a post on his X handle, citing intelligence sources. It was gathered that the victims were rescued in the early hours of Saturday following an intensive search and rescue operation by troops of Section 1 Operation Udokai. The sources said troops conducted sustained operations acting on actionable intelligence across the forests of Inji, Haula, and Abugo Eze, as well as the adjoining communities in Oji River local government area of Enugu State. Both victims were evacuated to Inyi before being transferred to the 82 Divisional Medical Hospital for treatment and further medical evaluation. We shall now go on another commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Our bodies get serums, washes, lotions, cleansers, scrubs, but underarms only get deodorant? That's why our new breakthrough formula contains pure hyaluron and vitamin C to deeply care for your underarms for a softer and even skin tone in 2 weeks. With 72 hours sweat and odor protection, try the new Nivea Derma Control Natural Tone, because your underarms deserve more. Nivea is for skin.
Welcome back. Hepatitis remains one of the world's leading infectious disease, which causes inflammation of liver and can result from viral infections, excessive alcohol consumption, certain medications, toxins, or autoimmune disorders, making early detection and prevention critical. Contributing to the discussion on the topic hepatitis, let's break it down on BCOS Current Affairs Program Saturday Special, where consultant, family physician at the Family Medicine Department, University College Hospital, Ibadan, Dr. Kehinde Adigun, and the Oyo State Coordinator for AIDS and Viral Hepatitis, Dr. Sherifat Bikuli, who is also the State Focal Person for Substance Abuse Prevention and Control. BCOS reporter Tobiloba Shokumbi monitored the program. His report is presented by Bimbo Akombi.
The World Health Organization estimates that more than 300 million people worldwide are living with chronic hepatitis B or C, while over 1 million people die annually from complications such as liver cirrhosis and liver cancer. Experts say the disease is often described as a silent killer because many infected persons show no symptoms until the liver has been severely damaged. Speaking on the program, Dr. Kehinde Adigun explained that hepatitis has 5 major viral types, A, B, C, D, and E, while other causes include excessive alcohol intake, harmful drugs, toxins, and autoimmune diseases. According to him, hepatitis A and E are commonly transmitted through contaminated food and water, while hepatitis B, C, and D spread through infected blood, unprotected sexual intercourse, shared needles, and other sharp objects. He noted that hepatitis B can also be transmitted from an infected mother to a baby during childbirth. Dr. Adegun listed common symptoms to include persistent fatigue, fever, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, abdominal pain, dark urine, pale stool, and yellowing of the eyes and skin, otherwise known as jaundice, stressing that many infected persons may remain symptom-free for years.
Acute hepatitis, fulminating hepatitis, cirrhosis, as well as PLCC, which is a primary liver cell carcinoma. But you see, all others, maybe A, E, and D. You understand? Majority of them are self-limiting, but the B and C causes 80 to 90% of the infections that we actually proved very, very dangerous.
Dr. Sharifa Tipigunle stressed that early diagnosis remains the most effective way to prevent life-threatening complications. She explained that while hepatitis A and E usually resolve with supportive medical care, chronic hepatitis B can be effectively controlled with long-term antiviral medication, while hepatitis C is now curable in most cases with modern antiviral drugs when detected early. She encouraged routine screening, particularly for pregnant women during antenatal care, to prevent mother-to-child transmission, while urging the public to avoid sharing needles, razor blades, and other sharp objects.
If the mother is tested during maybe antenatal visit, is tested positive, right? There are other laboratory tests that will be carried out to know the virology, which is the load of that virus. So if it is high, the mother can transmit during pregnancy. So the mother is probably placed on an antiviral drug to cover, like a prevention method to protect the baby. And then during delivery, once the baby is delivered, is expected to receive an injection of immunoglobulin to protect its being virus to cover it. But that doesn't really mean that it is totally covered.
The experts commended government efforts aimed at combating viral hepatitis through public enlightenment programs, integration of hepatitis screening into healthcare services, routine antenatal testing, childhood immunization against hepatitis B, blood safety measures, and expanded access to testing and treatment. They, however, called for increased funding, wider availability of screening centers, and sustained public awareness to achieve the global target of eliminating viral hepatitis as a public health threat by 2030. They recommended that Nigerians maintain proper personal hygiene, ensure safe food and water consumption, receive the hepatitis B vaccine where eligible, practice safe sex, avoid excessive alcohol intake and self-medication, eat balanced diets rich in fruits and vegetables, and seek prompt medical attention whenever symptoms of liver disease are noticed. The specialist also urged members of the public to undergo regular medical checkups, emphasizing that early testing saves lives, prevents transmission, and significantly improves treatment outcomes.
For decades, television served as the centerpiece of family life, bringing households together for news, education, and entertainment. Today, however, the rise of smartphones, social media, and streaming platforms is changing viewing habits, especially among young people, raising concerns about what families and society may be losing in the process. Staff reporter Dibayo Abdurrafi examines the declining culture of television viewership.
Television was once a daily ritual in many homes, with families gathering in the living room to watch news bulletins, educational programs, and entertainment shows. Today, that tradition appears to be fading as many people now rely on mobile phones, tablets, and other digital devices for information and recreation. A cross-section of residents interviewed said television is no longer part of their daily routine, noting that work schedules, changing lifestyles, and easy access to online content have significantly reduced the time they spend in front of the television. Another respondent said economic realities and a busy work schedule leave little or no time for television, adding that streaming platforms and online services now offer more flexible viewing options. For others, mobile devices have completely replaced the traditional television set, with news and entertainment consumed almost entirely through digital platforms.
I don't watch television. I have an iPad and I have my phone.
We are now in the world of technology, or let me say civilization, in which it's not a must. You watch television with your family. You can watch it online, Netflix and some other things, YouTube and like that, and be okay with it.
Most things now we do it on our phones and all now, so I don't really see any reason to watch television unless I'm with them in the living room. I read most of my news on my phone, so I don't watch news. I only watch movies with them, just movies, no news.
While acknowledging the influence of technology, social commentator engineer Babatunde Olajide believes the declining culture of family television viewing is gradually eroding social interaction, communication, and shared family values. He explained that television creates opportunities for families to gather, discuss issues, and learn together, unlike individual screen time on mobile devices, which often limits interpersonal communication. According to him, quality television programs play an important role in promoting moral values, educating children, and strengthening family bonds.
A lot of people would say, okay, we have moved past the days of gadgets, TVs, and all of that. But if truly we have moved past it, that means people would not be, the manufacturers of very expensive, high-end electronic produce would have stopped producing. But rather, the value of the people that these TVs are produced for are changed. How do I mean? When you look at the structure of a television system, it creates what they call the value of concentration. When 4 of us, 6 of us decide to gather and come together to watch a TV series or a TV program or a news, it creates a bond for us to have something to discuss thereafter the conversation. When you look at it, the TV set or the TV stations, either of the way, have their own personal value to us. Moral decadence wouldn't have been this worse now if TV promotion, TV programs have been happening in homes when family have their time to watch TV with their kids on educative program. Probably 1 or 2 ways kids would have learned one moral or the other. So,
media analysts believe that while digital technology has transformed content consumption, television remains relevant because of its credibility, wider viewing experience, and ability to unite families around shared information and entertainment. They say broadcasters must continue to innovate by producing engaging, educational, and audience-driven programs capable of attracting viewers across different generations. As technology continues to evolve, many agree that the challenge is not whether television can survive, but how it can adapt to complement the digital age while preserving its unique role as a platform for information, education, entertainment, and family cohesion. Adebayo Abdurrafi, BCOS News.
Ceremonies are significant milestones marking the successful completion of one stage of education and the beginning of another. However, the rising cost of graduation fees in both public and private schools has become a growing source of concern for many parents who see the charges are placing additional pressure on already strained household finances. BCOS reporter Bimbola Ashawande examines the issue.
As schools round up the academic session, many parents are expressing concern over the increasing cost of graduation ceremonies, while some school administrators maintain that the fees cover venue, decoration, entertainment, awards, souvenirs, photographs, and other logistics. Many parents argue that the charges should be moderated to reflect prevailing economic realities. An educationist, Mrs. Taiwo Alalade, advised parents to enroll their children in schools that align with their financial capacity, noting that doing so would help them meet educational obligations, including graduation expenses. She, however, appealed to school authorities to exercise restraint in fixing graduation fees, urging them to be mindful of the prevailing economic challenges facing many families.
It doesn't have to be a carnival. What do I mean by carnival? When it becomes outrageous. let's mind how much we build this parents. It matters a lot. Don't let us just make it as a money-making venture. It's something we should celebrate. Every child we want to see, even in the future. Oh, this is when I graduated from primary school. This is when I graduated from secondary school. But as we are billing, let's make it affordable.
A public affairs analyst, Mr. Sumbo Badejoko, says graduation ceremonies, especially at the primary and secondary school levels, should remain modest and affordable rather than placing an excessive financial burden on parents. He urged school proprietors and administrators to make proper budgetary provision for such events, stressing that graduation should celebrate academic achievement without becoming a source of financial hardship for families.
The only thing the government can do now is not to ban it. It's not going to work. It's to, because we are collecting money from them and they are using this as an avenue to break even, is to regulate it. You regulate it in such a way that they will now begin to do moderation. You can compel them to get graduation gown. When they get graduation gown, what that will mean is that all students will wear whatever they like. The gown is what will be the uniform at the party. But asking them to pay 20,000, 30,000, some 70, some even pay 100, and then you still give them dress code to go home and their parents to still go and kiss them again, going to the market to buy clothes, that's wrong. So these are things that can be done. You can ask them to compel them to be using graduation gown that they will brand on their school name. And of course, students can now wear any clothes they would like, and they just put the like we do in the university. So that's the best thing that can be done, and that's what I would recommend.
Stakeholders maintain that although graduation ceremonies remain an important tradition in celebrating academic success, schools should ensure that the associated costs are reasonable, inclusive, and sensitive to the economic realities confronting parents. Abimbola Ashawande, BCOS News.
The Abese Olubado of Ibadan Land, veteran journalist and former press secretary to successive Oyo State governors, Oloye Lekon Alabi, has died at the age of 76. A condolence register has been opened at his residence, number 8, Oduola's House, Bashari Estate, Akubo, Ibadan, where sympathizers continue to pay tribute to the late media icon and traditional chief. BCOS reporter Bode Akijola files in the details. His report is presented by Adebayo Abdurrafi.
Abdulrasheed Ọlálẹ́kan Alábí lórúkọ mi. Wọ́n bí mi ní ilé ẹ̀kẹrin àjẹ́gbẹ́ SW1/131 oríta mẹ́rin Ìbàdàn ní ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ ọjọ́ kẹtàlélọ́gbọ̀n 27 October 1950.
News of the death of veteran journalist, renowned public communicator, former press secretary to successive Oyo State governors, and the Abese Olubadan of Ibadan Land, Oloye Lekon Alabi, filtered in on Saturday, throwing family members, associates, and admirers into mourning when BCOS News visited his residence at number 8 Odunola House, Bashorun Estate, Akubo, Ibadan. A condolence register had been opened as sympathizers arrived to pay their last respects. Mrs. Adetokunbo Alabi received visitors and described the late Oloye Lekon Alabi as a loving husband, devoted father, and a man who lived an exemplary life.
A good husband, a good father, very loving and committed and very deep. Ó kàn rẹ̀ wọ́n díẹ̀ níwọ̀nba, a rò pé nǹkan tó máa get over ni, but he died this morning in Lagos.
The last child of the deceased, Mr. Tunji Alabi, was also at the family house to receive sympathizers who came to express their condolences.
Great father, great husband, great citizen of Nigeria and Africa at large, and the world.
Among the early callers was Justice Adetokunbo Majekodunmi, who described the death of the renowned Yoruba scholar and cultural advocate as a painful loss. He noted that had he known death was so near, he would have spent more time with his longtime friend.
Nifelele as the first editorial assistant. From there, sketch. That is sketch by London. The famous College of Journalism, 52 Fleet Street, London AC4. Wọ́n ti merge fún yẹn mọ́ University of London and 1981. Nígbà tí mo jáde ń bẹ̀, mo padà wá sí Nàìjíríà láti ṣe pẹ̀lú sketch. Ṣùgbọ́n bóyá ní mo lò tó oṣù méjì ní sketch tí mo fi bọ́ sí Nigerian television Ìbàdàn NTV wọ́n pè ní Ìbàdàn Network Center NTNC.
Oloye Lekan Alabi earned widespread respect for his outstanding contributions to journalism, public communication, and public service, having served with distinction as press secretary to successive governors of Oyo State. Beyond journalism, he was a respected traditional chief, holding the title of Abese Olubadan in the Olubadan chieftaincy line, and was widely celebrated for his commitments to the promotion of Yoruba history, culture, and heritage. His death was also announced in a statement issued by the media aide to the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Adeola Oloko, the 76-year-old journalist, administrator, author, public relations expert, and first cultural ambassador to the National Museum and Monuments, Ile-Ife, reportedly died in Lagos on Saturday morning, leaving behind a rich legacy of professionalism, scholarship, and selfless public service. He is survived by his wife, children, and his aged mother, Mama Mokwelola Alabi, who is in her late 90s.
Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has expressed deep sorrow over the demise of Oloye Lekan Alabi, a senior Ibadan chief, veteran journalist, outstanding public affairs analyst, distinguished elder statesman, cultural icon, and respected community leader. This was disclosed in a statement signed on Saturday by Special Advisor to the Governor of Media, Dr. Suleiman Olariwaju. Governor Makinde described Chief Alabi's passing as a monumental loss not only to Oyo State, but to Nigeria as a whole, noting his invaluable contributions to journalism, culture, and public service. Governor Makinde extended heartfelt condolences to Chief Alabi's family, friends, and associates, as well as the Ibadan community and the state. He urged all to take solace in the enduring impact of Chief Alabi's life and work. A football stakeholder in Ibadan, Kola Omotosho, has organized the King of Boys Open Trial to discover and develop young football talents. The initiative provides aspiring grassroots footballers with an opportunity to showcase their skills before professional scouts, with outstanding players expected to earn opportunities to advance their football careers. The open trial was held at Loyola College, Ibadan. Awawu Ibrahim reports.
The King of Boys Open Trial was organized to identify and nurture outstanding football talents between the age of 15 and 20. The talent hunt attracted scores of young ballers from grassroots clubs, including Femben Sports International and Bright V Sports Academy, who competed alongside the King of Boys teams in a series of assessment matches aimed at showcasing their abilities. Throughout the exercise, participants demonstrated their technical skills, speed, teamwork, and tactical awareness as coaches and scouts closely monitor their performances. The organizer, Kola Homotosho, said the initiative was designed to discover hidden talent at the grassroots and expose them to opportunities that could launch their careers in the national and international stage.
Searching for the new talents from the grassroots. We have been doing this for a couple of years, and this is another version of it. The main point of it is getting their talents and broadcast them to the world to see, because we have a lot of talents from the grassroots.
The director of Bright V Sports Academy, Isaac Hogada, also expressed the importance of Talents Discovery Program, noting that they provide young footballers with valuable exposure to professional scouts and football academics. He encouraged participants to remain disciplined, committed, and focused in pursuing successful careers in football.
It has been a very impressive one, and I want to commend the organizer because we need everybody on board to ensure that we catch them young and expose and give these boys a sense of belonging, especially the exposure needed for them to take their talent to the next level.
Some of the participants expressed appreciation to the organizers, describing the open trial as a life-changing opportunity to showcase their talents and pursue their dreams of becoming professional footballers.
I think I have the privilege to play ball, to be like the likes of John Obimike. He's one of my idols. I want to be like him, especially in the midfield. It motivated me to be in this trial, and I think we have the privilege to go higher than this.
Football is my choice. That's why I come to play ball today.
The organizers expressed optimism that the program would become to serve as a platform for discovery and developing future football stars capable of representing Nigeria at the highest level. The exercise concluded with an evaluation of the players' performances, while participants received professional feedback and guidance on the areas requiring improvement to enhance their chances of progressing in the sport. Awal Ibrahim, BCOS News.
Confirmed as the host nation for the 2026 CAF Awards, with Lagos selected to stage African football's annual award ceremony, celebrating the continent's outstanding players, coaches, and teams. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has announced that the event will take place in Lagos, marking the first time Nigeria has hosted the award since 2015. The ceremony is scheduled to be held at the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts in Igomu, which is one of the country's leading cultural venues. While the host nation city and venue have now been confirmed, the continent's football governing body is yet to announce the date for the ceremony. Nigeria is also due to host the 48th CAF Ordinary General Assembly in October, although it remains unclear whether both events will be staged during the same period. Further details, including the official dates of the ceremony and the complete list of award categories, are expected to be announced by CAF at a later stage. We will now join the sports segment for the rest of the sport news.
Else on the sports segment of the news. My name is Buluwaji Ogumola. Suraj Ayeleso has been appointed as the new captain of Nigeria Premier Football League side Kwara United. The club's technical advisor, Suleiman Ashifat, announced the appointment at their preseason camp in Ofa. Ayeleso took over the leadership role following the departure of Musa Abdulafiz to Niger Tornadoes. He is expected to bring his vast experience as one of the longest-serving goalkeepers to the Harmony Boys. Ayeleso's leadership will be vital for the former President Federation Cup champions. Alao Mohammed will serve as the vice-captain of the team for the 2026-2027 season. Katsina United have unveiled 11 new signings ahead of the 2026-2027 Nigeria Premier Football League season. Top of the list of unveiled players are Samson Obi, Michael Ibe, Koroma Francis, Ubong Essien, and Chinedu Benjamin. Others are Luis Dandong,